Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month for the month of April tarot oracle reading. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Capricorn, we all have a little bit of Capricorn in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Capricorn in? That's where this energy will show up for you. Also, this is a timely reading, which means that if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Chariot. So the Chariot represents an energy of you being on your destined path, and the universe is spinning and things into your control, basically. The energy is talking about you're on the Chariot and you don't need any reins or any directions. You just are on automatic because you're in alignment with your goals, with your destined path and following your North Star. So the Chariot just is like a tank. Tung, 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 tung. It's just taking you where you need to go. It's a good energy to be in. And then the internal forces in this reading. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. So this is saying that the divine and the universe are collaborating to bring in a cup of love for you. Now, in the tarot, the cups represent romantic love and also love of others, your family members, friends, etc. Also, it can be something you love to do or be. But generally, this quite often is a cup of love in the romantic department. It's talking about a peaceful relationship that's overflowing with love and never ending and just keeps on replenishing itself. Awesome energy. So this is the internal forces. The internal forces you'll know because the internal forces are when you're saying, what if they do this and I do that? And what if I don't do this? What if they do that? It's the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life, and it can keep you in a thinking loop like this person here. So the Eight of Swords is representing someone who is caught in a mental prison. They are bound up, and sometimes this can represent feeling duty bound to others or to a situation on some level. And the blindfold representing not knowing what to do or which direction to go in. At one point, I feel there was more water than this at the bottom here. Water in the tarot represents emotions. She has her foot on dry land, her right foot, which is saying, I'm ready to move forward. And but her left foot is still in a puddle. And it's a shallow puddle, which isn't saying that her emotions are shallow, but saying that there used to be more water here. And I feel that as these thoughts, the swords in the tarot represent your mental intelligence, your thoughts, your discipline of your mind, basically. And these can also be thoughts of others directed at you from behind. You notice she has her back to the castle in the background, and she has her back to these swords. And so these swords could be thoughts that she's put behind her now that are her own, and they could also be thoughts that are coming in from other people behind her back. There's only one left standing here, and I feel like she's ready to move forward, almost ready, getting there, and this will be the one sword that she is going to take action on. So that is the internal forces. I keep on figuring out, we're going to put it this way. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is representing it's time to sow some seeds so that you can reap the harvest later. This is the give and take in life. This energy is talking about this person has a few extra coins to give away. So he's giving them to this person, but he's refusing this one. He's got the scales of justice above this person's head. And if you look closely, you'll notice that he already has something in his pocket. So he's like, hey, go out and make your own money. I'm not going to give you mine when you already have what you need. You have to get your butt to work. That's the energy. And then we have the Magician coming in. So the Magician represents the energy of infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And it's about taking your thoughts and your talents that were gifts given to you from above and bringing them down to earth. As above, so below. Infinite potential. And this is to create a beautiful garden on earth. You have the tools here at your disposal. You'll have to learn how to use them. One hint is they're not all hammers. So you don't want to be using a hammer when a screwdriver would do the job. So it's that kind of energy. And also he's wearing an Ouroboros around his waist, which represents the energy of a snail biting its tail, and it's saying don't get caught in a thinking loop like this. Be able to move. You want to be able to move forward and be flexible in your thinking. The Ouroboros represents that snake energy, and we did on February 17th, we moved out of the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy when on February 17th, it was Chinese New Year. And we have the energy of ultimate fulfillment. So this is all these cups, these 10 of cups, that's the most you can get in the tarot, and they represent all these cups of love coming in. So it's talking about having the partner and the children and the home, having neighbors you love, and just like maybe you love your career and you love your the clients and you love your co-workers. So it's just really talking about ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. And then we have the Knight of Wands coming in, and the Knight of Wands is the fiery horse energy. And so let's look at this. This is actually Sagittarius energy, but the fiery horse energy from the Chinese New Year is very much like this energy. So it's very free-spirited and setting high achievement goals. This is someone that loves to travel and expand their horizons and learn just for the sake of learning some of the time. The pyramids in the background represent the wonders of the world and wanting to discover all that's new. The plume on the back of the head here is representing a fiery, this is the element of fire, so it's a fiery character. This could represent being a bit of a hothead. And this is all about passion, the wand. And he has learned to to control his emotions, rein himself in, and discipline his mind. In the past, maybe he was a little bit more impulsive. Now, the fiery horse energy is, as described, but it also, in matters of love, it's very passionate and heartfelt. The danger of the fire horse energy, especially for the fire signs who already are fiery anyway, is this being impulsive. It is not a good time to be impulsive right now. We're in a lot of new energy, and it's good to be innovative and to, experiment in small ways to see what works and what doesn't. But it's not great to be impulsive, to get all fired up, and your temper's running and you tweet all over the place, and before you know it, you find out, that was AI. And by the way, it is a full moon tonight, and right now it's April 1st, and we are in April Fool's Day energy still for a little bit longer. I think it only lasts till noon. Like, it's as if we don't have enough misinformation out there with the AI. But keep that in mind, because this is a very emotional moon. When you've got, if you see something online, or something happens, someone might be playing a trick on you. So the danger is being impulsive. And if you've ever seen a horse that gets the bit in their mouth and they run, or if you've ever ridden a horse, if they ever get the bit in their mouth and they get spooked and they run, you're not going to be able to stop them. All you can do is hang on for dear life and hope that they get tired soon, so that they'll come to a stop. And the problem with that impulsive energy is you can go in the wrong direction far away, and then it's hard to get back. Also, the impulsive energy sometimes, the fire, the negative part of the fiery horse energy is setting goals that are so high and not giving yourself enough time to reasonably achieve it. And so burning yourself out before you even get to the finish line. And then we have, oh my goodness, we have the devil coming in. And so the devil is all about temptation. We have two lovers here that are yoked to each other, and then they're chained to Saturn's box. And there he is, crouched in between them. Doesn't that look lovely? So he is all about temptation. So when this card comes in, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. The devil is very manipulative, and they always send a minion in to do his dirty work. So I'll cover this card and see what is which minion does the devil send in to do his dirty work, or what's it about, or does God cover it? And so the card coming up is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is talking about God's plan. So I think that pretty much cancels out the devil's plans, not saying that he won't continue to do his best to get someone to do his dirty work for him, but it's not going to work out very well. The Wheel of Fortune represents your fortune is changing in a very strong way, as long as you stay on your destined path. If you get on this guy's path, well, it's have fun with that, because like this card is saying the past, the present, and the future are in synchronicity, and they're coming together. And there's actually 3 wheels here. On one of the wheels are the Hebrew letters for the name of God. And the name of God is Tetragrammaton, which is a sacred geometric symbol. And this energy is talking about perfect order in the universe, and it's God's order. And this follows the phi ratio pretty closely. It's 1.618. This ratio can be seen all throughout nature, and in manifestation. It's like nesting boxes that get slightly bigger, but they all fit in perfectly together to have like a same form. They'll be in different scales. There's the golden spiral, which would be like tornadoes and hurricanes, and you can see that with water running down the drain. So it's a matter of scale, but the boxes all are in a specific order for each of those. And you can also see it in pine cones and in seashells. You can also see it in, what else? Did I say pine cones? Pine cones, pineapples, that kind of energy. Also, the golden ratio is exemplary. It's an example of that also. And we have you can take the face, your face, for instance. Humans have like the same proportions basically from the, they alter slightly, but generally like the face is pretty much, looks pretty much the same. And that is like the distance from the top of the hairline to the eyebrows to the bottom of the bottom of the nose to the chin. And then you look at how big the head is in comparison to the upper body to the lower body, and you can even see it in the limbs, the upper limb, the lower limb, and then the hands, the feet, the fingers, and the toes. They all kind of add up very closely to that. And so it talks about, when I first discovered this, now when I walk and I'm out in nature, you can't help but see it. The flower petals, everything is in this perfect ratio, even beehives. It's all following this perfect pattern. And it's comforting, because when you realize, hey, the world can seem really chaotic, but underneath it all, there is like perfect order. Perfect order in a perfectly imperfect world, basically. So God has got this covered. His plan's going to rule. I mean, that may, let's start from the beginning here. What's going on here? This is how you're identifying yourself right now. You feel like you're in a mental prison, and there's something that's really bothering you, and you don't know how to get out of it. And on some level, you feel duty bound, like responsible for someone else or something, and just can't make a decision exactly what to do. And then we have here abundance and self-worth. So it's saying this card sometimes can represent having been breadcrumbed, and just someone handing out the little bits of what should have been your money. And we have communication in your early life, and that would be in this position. So it's talking about, you know, you've always had infinite potential, and you've always had the tools that you need, you know, as you grow older, to be able to use to create the garden of your want. And you're bringing that energy from the heavens down to earth. And so it's saying, you know, learn how to use the tools, learn which tool is going to work the best in your situation at that time. And, you know, everything's not a hammer, right? Then we have the emotional foundation. So this is ultimate fulfillment. So I would say that normally you are a very cheerful person and optimistic and loving and all of that. But something has happened to put you in this energy here. And then we have the creativity, romance, and children. So there's some passion here. So it's representing perhaps you have romance on your mind and maybe wanting to start a family, that kind of energy. We have health, daily routine, and your habits. So the Wheel of Fortune is on that. And the devil's trying to tempt you to do, to break your routine, to break the healthy habits that you have. Come on, this one time, it's not going to hurt. What can it hurt? Well, we'll see. I would follow God's plan if I was you. It's more of a sure thing. And look at this. Someone's walking away from a relationship because of it. You see that? So the 8 of Cups is representing, this could be like 8 years of energy put into a relationship or a project or something that you love. And now you have to walk away from it, or your partner is walking away from it. And this is, you know, we have 2 cups here and then a gap and a 3rd cup. And so sometimes this can represent a third party energy involvement. And we have the full moon and the new moon. And this energy is talking just in general about the cycles, but you know, we had 2 eclipses of the moon and of the sun if at the end of February, beginning of March. That energy sits with us for about 6 months, and it's very significant. A lot of people make extreme changes in their lives, but it's subtle energy. It's not sudden usually. It's more like in the background, and then you look back 6 months later, and you're like, whoa, did I ever make a lot of changes in my life? So right now, we did have the eclipses, and as I said, today we have a full moon, and that full moon is in the sign of Libra. And this moon is really focused, and it's been coming out in all the readings on your significant other relationship. And if it's not your significant other relationship for romance, it might be a partner in business or energy like that, someone that is causing a significant effect on your life at this time. And so this could represent either you or them walking away, done energy. If you want to know more about the eclipse and how they affect you, and how the new moon and full moon, I have a new moon, full moon playlist, and you can go to my channel and find that playlist and find your sign. And I have like both of the eclipses on there, and I just finished doing readings for each of the signs for the full moon energy that we're in now. And remember, it's April Fool's Day on top of it being a full moon. And the energy opposing the full moon, the sun is in Aries. And so the sun is shining light from the position of Aries. The sign that's opposite your sign in the zodiac causes a lot of, it has a significant effect. What's happening to that sign quite often has a significant effect on yours. And in this case, Libra, which is what the full moon is in, is being opposed by the sun energy in Aries. And just in the last few months, we've had like 6 signs that are 6 planets that, you know, there's Neptune, there's Saturn. Saturn rules the devil energy, and it also rules Capricorn energy. And we have Neptune's a big sign. For 14 years, Neptune was in Pisces, and it just moved into Aries. Saturn moved into Aries and will be there for 2.5 years. We have Jupiter moved in there, and Venus moved in there. So there's all these signs in the sign of Aries right now. And it's very unusual for a bunch of planets to move. And we have 6, and Uranus is moving on April 26th into Aries as well. So I'm not even going to get into that. I'm going to deal with that in the next reading. But right now, the energy has calmed down a little bit just for this little while. But this full moon is really, really good time to enhance your energy with your significant other if you have one, or maybe find a significant other if you haven't. Maybe you'll find each other at this time. This is also really, really good energy for those aha moments, you know, where you have an epiphany. And quite often it might be regarding something that you've been putting off. And like, why am I putting this off when I know it needs to be done? Like, if you don't get shift done when you know it needs to be done, sometimes that can lead to a tower, which makes it way, way, way more work. And so the energy is also very supportive of putting strategies in place. But the thing to remember here is that the Libra energy is all about compromise, and the Aries energy is more about self-assertion. So there could be a push-pull energy there, this desire to, and a lot of people are feeling this desire to do something new. And so keep that in mind as well, because we just had Mercury, which is the planet of communication, in retrograde. And it's come out of retrograde now, but it's, you know, the energy is lingering. And a lot of times in retrograde season, the communication can be skewed, and the technology doesn't work like it should sometimes. And also a lot of energy from the past comes in. Anything that hasn't been completed, hasn't had closure, like ex-lovers and like that kind of energy, relationships that haven't, even with friends or whatever, that haven't been ironed out, kind of, or, you know, there's no closure. A lot of times those people will try to come back into your life during the retrograde season. And, you know, you have to be careful with that energy. All right, we have the sun right after this devil energy. So as long as you stay on the path, you're good. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. This is representing God's energy. And we have you like on a little pony here. This fire horse energy, I could feel it coming in, which is your Capricorn is more of a pentacle sign. We don't have a single, we have the pentacles here, but we don't really have like an energy yet of what, like there's a lot of passion, there's love, there's some pentacles, and there's some magic going on. And now we have the devil trying to tempt you, just as the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. And God is stepping in and saying, I have someone better for you than the devil does. This is in your partnerships, commitments, and marriage. I have someone much better. They'll make you happy. You deserve to be happy. This young child, stay on your path. The sunflowers are turning with the sun, representing being on your destined path, and that you are meant to be happy and free, not to give up your choice to the devil. And so this energy is, God is saying, just stay on your destined path. You're on the chariot. It's moving. Maybe you're feeling really impatient right now because you feel like, man, I've been so patient and waiting, and I see people that are doing things the wrong way, and they're having way more than success than I am, that kind of energy. It just appears to be that way because eventually everything catches up with everybody and things get put back in order. So this is saying, stay on your destined path. I've got someone better for you. I'm bringing someone in that's going to be perfect for you. You're going to have a lot of passion and ultimate fulfillment with them. It'll be like magic. This energy will, this breadcrumbing and being in this mental prison energy is going to be over soon. Yeah, and feeling left out in the cold. So this is in the position of your transition, secrets coming out, that kind of energy. And so it's kind of funny because this card represents tactics that sometimes people use on each other and on themselves, actually. We all do it. And we learn not to, like, as we go. Basically, we're supposed to be. Most of us learn the difference between right and wrong at a very, very young age, like while we're a toddler, basically. So this energy is talking about two people that have been like ostracized, or they are isolated from society. And one's on crutches here, and he has a big bell around his neck. In the old days, they didn't have apps to put people in like this position where they are not part of society. So they would just tie a big bell on their neck if they had the plague, and then they would hear them coming into town, which made it kind of hard to get a job or get groceries, that kind of thing. And then this person is barefoot, actually, in the snow. So this is the Five of Pentacles. There's 10 pentacles in the deck. And this is saying these two people between them don't even have half of what they need to be able to have a decent lifestyle. And the energy is talking, it's snowing, and the flakes are coming down. And when I'm from Canada, and I lived in the prairies, and I understand snow. And I'll tell you, when it first comes down, it's really pretty. And then after a few months of it, you're tired of it, because you're shoveling it. You have to get up an hour early to shovel the snow, so that you can get out of the driveway, and then you drive on icy streets, and there's car accidents all over the place because people are driving too fast for the conditions, and they're impatient, and maybe they're running late because they didn't get up an hour early too. And some of them are still trying to scrape their windshield off while they're driving, which is such a dangerous thing to do. It's because it's you get to work and it's snowing all day while you're at work, and you come out and you got to brush your car off and warm it up, and then drive back again to your home, and then you got to get out and you got to shovel your driveway out again so that you can park, or get in the garage. And if you don't have a garage, then you have to get the cord out, and you have to plug your heater in for the engine block, or your car's not going to start in the morning if it's really, really cold out. And the wind's blowing, and all the snow that you just shoveled is all blowing back on it again. And oh gosh, yeah, tomorrow morning I'm going to have to get up really early again in the morning and shovel again, and it just repeats itself. And so a lot of times when people have dogs, they let them out to go to the bathroom, and they don't pick up after them on a regular basis. So in the spring, when the sun shines, it is really, really bad because there's layers and layers of dog shift, and it smells, oh my goodness, because it's melting. And this is what God is saying: whatever shift these people have done to cause you to be in this isolated, out in the cold energy, the snow is eventually going to melt, and they will be exposed as publicly as those people with the smelly dog doo-doo. That energy. And so, yeah, eventually everything catches up with us. The truth always comes out. And yes, there was some sort of heartbreaking love relationship in the past. This is clearly like there's 3 swords in this person's heart. So this is like not cheerful energy. But when you look again, you realize, oh, well, at least the swords are small compared to the size of the heart. So maybe they're just like nails, or it's interesting because there's sirens out here again. As I'm talking about this energy, it's nasty energy basically, and this can represent gossip and slander because this heart is in the throat, and it also can represent a third-party energy. Like here we have 7 cups lined up, and then there's a gap here and in between these ones, and this can quite often represent a couple that has a third-party energy because someone got tempted by the devil. Oh, just this once, what can it hurt? Well, it can hurt a lot. It can hurt your partner a lot, and it can hurt you a lot because you might end up not having a partner when they find out. And so that's the kind of energy I feel that this card is representing. And so this is maybe a heartbreaking decision needs to be made. Quite often the swords can represent about, cutting the bullshit out. And, it can represent the energy of divorce, or this is like having to make a heartbreaking decision. So we have the Eight of Wands coming in, and so this is about conception. So something has launched, and that's clear here because the Chariot is here, and so it's already spinning in the spiritual realm, and it's coming down to planet Earth, and this is in your position of, this is your higher learning. So we learn, what's going on. A lot of times when there's like a third party energy like this in a relationship, a lot of people know, but you don't. And this is all the gossip and the slander and all that kind of energy, and the isolation from other people, maybe feeling isolated from your own family and from their family. The one thing about divorce is that you will learn who your friends and family are and who they are not. Absolutely, you will. And so this is about launching anew. Like this is the energy of these all landing. Tung, 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 tung. These are action. And so this is talking about in your career and your resources, that something is going on here that is going to be very beneficial. There's some new energy coming in, and we have because the truth is coming out. So this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. And this is coming in. It's on its way. The Chariot's on its way here, and we do have. Yeah, there's some pentacles missing on top of everything else. That's that energy that we're talking about. So this person is like, what? I've got 6 pentacles, but this is all I put this much 6 pentacles of energy into this project, and I only have 1 pentacle. Like, what's going on here? There's something wrong. And quite often this energy, it's like, should I even bother continuing with this project, or should I just give it up and start something new, learn from the old, and have the new coming in here? And so this energy, whoa, there's a lot going on outside my, there's alarms and fire trucks, and but it feels like it's down the block, so it's a wild energy. Last time I was, there was like a raid just across, like not far from here. And so it's really been that kind of energy. And on the full moon, this kind of energy comes up, and I just was thinking, I don't even want to think about if it's the April Fool's Day trickster energy on top of the full moon energy. Emotions are running high, so just be really careful. Not don't be hot-headed. Don't go into impulsive energy. You may be really angry when the truth comes out, because you may find out that it wasn't just cheating in your love, but there's been some money's gone missing because of this third-party arrangement, that kind of energy. So keep your temper in check. It's not going to benefit you to be impulsive and flip out, and avoid that energy at all costs right now. It really is not productive. So that is the energy, Capricorn. And let's if you are like, no, I know what's going on here, this is what's going on in my life, and it's a little bit of clarity. It's confirmation for a lot of people when they see this. I'm not crazy after all, this really was going on, kind of energy. And you're not the only one who's been there, and you won't be the last one there. It's human nature a lot of times, unfortunately. And but if you have received benefit from this, please do give it a like and comment. It helps me build my channel, and I really appreciate it. For those of you who want further clarification, let's go here with my Oracle Tales from the Vector, and this is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I'm an artist, and I did work on this since 2007, and in 2020 I finished the 64th painting. But now I've had them out, the cards out and about at my seminars that I taught in the past, and also at psychic fairs for several years, but I didn't have all of the cards done. So now I'm gathering the information. I have a lot written down, but I want to play with the cards with all of you. So thank you for your time and energy. And, you know, I'm getting ready to write the book up. So we're ready to go with these. I will put in the description box below the numbers of the cards that are on these cards in the order they appear here. So if you want to check out the Intergalactic Federation of Light Oracle, you can go to my website, and it's at talesfromthevector.com. And I will put them in the order they appear here so you know which ones to look for. So we have for sure with this Chariot card that there is a transition, a major transition coming up in your life here. And so this is good, because you don't want to stay in this energy. There's a much better energy coming in. We have a divine partner coming in when you're ready and you've healed. This is talking about your heart still needs to heal. And the energy is also talking about there's some pentacles missing here, but the truth is coming out. So you may find that your abundance is going to increase after this energy. Also, justice is coming in, and that's it. So and quite often that happens when the Wheel of Fortune is turning, because and you have the Chariot and the Wheel of Chariot and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is saying it's turning now. Like the Chariot says, hey, it's coming up quickly. There could be something about legalities here, because we do have quite a few cards. Like we've got, this can also be, besides a mental prison, this can be an actual physical prison. There's some money missing, and the energy, the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and justice is coming in. And, you know, there's just a lot of energy of more, somebody was tempted and went after, you know, went for it. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, is what you say when you're in court, basically. So, and sometimes a Chariot can represent law and order. And when we were talking about it, we had all those sirens going by. So sometimes that's just an indication of that. This is talking falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So this is about freeing your heart chakra, so you're unfettered. When you heal your heart, there's going to be a new divine partner coming in for you, and it will be much better suited for you. And what it's saying is you need to care about yourself. As you know, as much as you can, basically, like looking after yourself and healing your heart before moving into another relationship, or you end up sometimes repeating the same old cycle. And so it's saying take the time to do that. And hey, what better time than to work on your career? Like you may as well. And you'd be surprised if you turn your attention away from that and do your inner work, how quickly how quickly you feel it's changed. So there's deception on this breadcrumbing money, as well as, like, I feel like in that third party energy here. So kiss me good. There's a hex in the city. This is talking, and this energy is really rampant right now because it's a full moon. So the witches, they like to be out and about, especially if it's an April Fool's Day full moon. I bet you they're really out and about right now. So we have the lack of awareness here. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. So you want to make sure you're using the right tools on your journey, and that you're that you're aware of what you're doing in this energy. So, take the time to learn how to use tools like that, and one way of doing that is just to notice what's working for you, double up on that, and what's not working, just don't do it anymore. And then we have the world is changing for you. Yeah, there's a lot of sirens. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just... something's going on. Cripe. I kind of had this feeling about the energy being this way this morning. But, we have a lot of that energy in the world right now. And all those planets moving like almost all at once into one sign, and it's Aries, and that's ruled by Mars, and so it's a very more of aggressive energy, right? So this is saying that your world is going to change from this energy over here. You're going to have, you know, ultimate fulfillment at some point here, and in as ultimate as it can be in a perfectly imperfect world. And we also have the energy of it's warning you, don't be getting all angry and getting impulsive right now, and do something stupid basically that you really regret later. Because I think when you hear the truth, there could be some elements to it that are really you're going to feel like really, really pissed off and hurt. This is foolish energy. Yeah, this is talking about, well, the devil's here. And so someone decided, okay, you know, they had expectations things would go better with the devil than following their own plan. And there's something that has happened here that you don't know about. And when you find out, and I feel like it could have involved your ex-partner, if they're your ex-partner now, and someone walked away here. And you may have walked away, or they may have walked away. Definitely there was deception there, and even this card here can represent conception of a baby somewhere, so there could be that kind of energy coming in. Scorpio is sitting on this energy, and that energy is the sexual gladiator of the horoscope. So, you know, the Scorpio energy is you know, every sign has its strengths and weaknesses. So I want to make it really clear. I'm not talking about an individual here. I'm talking about the energy of that sign, and we all have a little bit of that sign in us somewhere. If not, most of us do. And this energy is talking about Scorpio at its finest, unites people, and in a beautiful way. And you know, it's about elevating people or conquering. So you got to remember with Scorpio energy that the scorpion is what represents that energy, and the scorpion has a stinger. And so if you mess around with the Scorpio, quite often you'll get stung in the end. That's just the way it is. And we have the moon energy on along with the sun here. So this is saying that you know, the sun, remember I said that the sun is in Aries right now, and the Aries energy is shining light on the energy of the moon for the next like 3 days after tonight as well. It's usually quite intense energy. And so the truth is going to be coming out. Pay attention to your intuition, and this is saying reckless abandon, W-R-E-C-K, if you're just listening. So reckless, like, and you have freedom and that reckless ability when you discipline your mind. So you don't go off and, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because it's a dumb thought. Don't be impulsive and angry right now. Even if you have, it's okay to be angry. I'm not saying you don't have a right to be angry, but I'm saying, you know, it's, because look we have Aries coming out too, and this is exactly the energy I'm talking about, and this is following the moon here. So this is, you know, remember Aries is very assertive and self-assertive, and the Libra energy is trying to compromise. So just recognize that that's the energy, and all those planets that just moved into Aries, nobody really, it's all new. And so everybody's learning here. And so just keep that in mind. You might have some blind spots about what's going on. You might have, like, scotoma is when you have a blind spot in your eye, so you don't see, you know, it's a little blurry in one little area. Generally, we don't even notice them because unless it's like right on the pupil or something, you know, it's so insignificant. It's like a few pixels are off, but sometimes it can be significant. And so quite often on this third-party energy, broken heart energy here, it can be talking about everybody else, talking about it, gossiping and slandering and all that kind of energy. Tee hee hee, look at what's happened. and you're the only one that doesn't know, and everybody's talking about it, and they're laughing because, wow, how can they not know? Well, because they maybe trust their friends to tell them. And it can be that energy also where you know something that they don't know. And I think that when the truth comes in, that's what's going to come up, and you'll be on a foolhardy journey, and they'll be having to deal with the devil energy, because they've been on a foolish journey. If they thought they were going to get away with whatever this is, you know, if when someone's down, like this is like that kind of kick someone when they're already down energy. But it's good news in the way that there probably is a lot of pentacles coming in, because whenever people get into that energy, quite often all you have to do is follow the money. And it's saying there was some sort of abuse of power, which is another karmic space that we can all get into. If you've never had real power before, you know, how do you know how to use it? So sometimes it's not intentional, but it happens anyway. And sometimes it's very intentional. So, you know, you have to keep that in mind. And then we also have the hangman energy. So this is saying the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge until, and he's hanging upside down so that he can get a totally different perspective on the situation before he takes action in any way. And that's the energy you want to be in. Remain balanced and recognize that the best revenge is living well. And because I just feel like this energy is, there's something happened here that's really going to piss you off. And it, you know, you don't want to be dealing with, like, it's not even, it's actually lowering your standards to stoop to their level to do that. So hang in there and you know, breathe. And recognize, look at all the good energy that's coming your way here. But if you flip out, you're going to, it still might come in, but not in the beautiful way that it's intended to. And that's why God is warning you here. It's coming right after, like, these people gave in to temptation. The wheel of fortune is turning, and God is reminding you that you're supposed to be a happy person. So, you know, be happy. Be happy, damn it. That kind of energy. All right. I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the channel. And I will be back with another reading for you. And the astrological reading will be regarding the middle of the month. Bye for now.